everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Hannah, and this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do a story time. So, buckle up, and grab some popcorn, and grab a drink, and grab whatever, and let's get into it. So, back in March of this year, I was in a car accident, and the car accident changed my life forever. It was my mom, my sister, my cousin, and I. I was in the front passenger seat, and my mom was driving. We were leaving the car wash when we got hit on my side of the car, and it smashed in my window, and we ended up going up on a guardrail. Obviously, the police and the paramedics and everybody was called. My mom was up in the air, and the car was leaning, and there was only one tire that was keeping the car from flipping. So if the car had ended up flipping, it would have flipped onto me and I would have gotten hurt worse than I already was. So the paramedics came and the firemen came and they got my mom down. And in the meantime, before all that happened, my cousin, my sister, and I got out because bystanders helped us. And as soon as the car stopped, my leg shook and then it stopped. And so when they were getting me out of the car, I could not move my leg. And I kept saying, my leg hurts, I can't move my leg, I can't feel my leg. So people helped me get down to the ground away from the car in case the car were to tip while they were getting my mom out. So then the ambulance came and they took me and my sister to the hospital because we were the ones who were hurt worse. Not only did my leg have a problem, but obviously also my hands got glass in them because of the window shattering into me, because it was my window that broke. At the hospital, they did x-rays, and because I had like previous heart problems, they also put like a heart monitor thing on me to make sure like my heart was fine and all that. But that's besides the point. They did x-rays and they didn't see that anything in my knee was the problem. Oh, they also did x-rays of my chest as well. Obviously there wasn't anything in that one, but there also wasn't anything in the knee one. So they just said, they gave me a brace and some crutches because I couldn't move my leg at all. It was stuck in a bent position. And so they basically just said that if it's not better in 3 days, go see an orthopedic. And so it wasn't better in 3 days. So we made an appointment for the orthopedic. I went to the orthopedic and they said that they wanted to get an MRI just to see what's up with the muscles as to why my leg was locked up the way it was. And so they scheduled the MRI and I got that. And it came back that I had a partially torn ACL. So I went back to the orthopedic and he told me to start PT to help get the leg moving again. And so I found a PT place and I started PT. I started PT in May, I want to say. I think it was May I started PT. And so I had been going 2 times a week, everything was fine. I was starting to be able to use my leg a little bit more. I was still using the crutches all this time. And we were able to get it down so I was using one crutch. And then in June, my leg started shaking. At PT, it started shaking. And they kept me like an extra half hour. My appointment time was only half an hour, but they kept me an extra half hour because my leg would not stop shaking and I could not control it. So they were trying anything they could to get it so it would stop shaking. And they did not succeed. They tried everything. They had a bunch of other PT people, physical therapists come in who were higher up, and they tried to give their advice into things that could help make it stop, but nothing worked. So they sent me on my way and told me that if it wasn't better, to like contact my orthopedic tomorrow or the next day after that. And I actually had an appointment with the orthopedic the next day anyway. And so we tried to see if we could get into the orthopedic a day sooner so that they could look at my leg while it was shaking and see if they could do anything for it. And they basically said that there's nothing they could do for it, so just keep my appointment for the next day. And so we did. But that day my leg shook for 3.5 hours straight, non-stop. And then after that it would shake, but it would also take a break for a little bit and then start up again. So I went to the orthopedic the next day, and he said that he wanted me to see a neurologist. So we made an appointment for a neurologist, and I went there. So while we were waiting for the neurologist appointment, I was still going to PT, and we were working on ways to try to get the shaking to stop. And then fast forward to the neurologist appointment. Literally, I thought this guy was the nicest guy in the world, but he told me, when I went to this neurologist appointment, he told me that the problem was not in my brain or in my leg, and that it was just in my head. Not in my brain and my head, but just in my head. And that the shaking could stop in a day, or it could take up to a year for it to stop. But he was not going to do anything for it. He was not going to give me medicine. He was not going to test to see if it could be a problem elsewhere. He just came up with his opinion, and that was that. So I told this to my PT people, and they said that that was strange that the neurologist said that, and that we would take that as he said it though, and just try to work on ways to continue to desensitize it. So they brought in one of their PT people who is an expert for like the neurological issues, or yeah, the nerve issues. And so he came in and was with me for an hour working with my leg and stuff like that. And he too said that it would just take time for my leg to go back to normal, if it even does. He said that this could last the rest of my life. After the neurologist appointment, I called my orthopedic and asked them if I could get a second opinion. And this lady was so rude to me. She was so rude to me. She was like, I don't think that's needed. The doctor told you what he thought, and you need to stick with it. So I did. I stuck with his opinion until this month. Well, when you see it, it's gonna be last month. But until this month, when I went and saw, that's not true. I stuck with it for a few months because there was nothing I could do. The insurance company for the car, and that's what I did. I stuck with it until a few months ago. The insurance company for the car accident, they dropped me because they said there was nothing wrong with my leg because I went to one of their insurance adjuster people thingies, and that guy was a jerk. But we're not going to get into that. So now we're back to my insurance, paying for everything. And so I went to my primary doctor a couple months ago, and I told her all I had been through. And she's like, yeah, you're right, we're gonna see about getting you a second opinion, because she saw my leg, she saw that it was shaking, she saw that there was something wrong. So I went to this new orthopedic, and they said that they aren't sure if I actually tore my ACL, because the leg was bent in the MRI, and so it makes it harder to tell if I did or not. And that even if I did, because my leg is shaking, he couldn't do surgery on my leg even if I needed it, because it's not safe while my leg is shaking, and we need to figure out this problem first. And so he referred me to a new neurologist, and I just went to see them a couple weeks ago as well. And he said this new neurologist is amazing. He's gonna do a bunch of testing. He was gonna do an MRI, but my insurance company denied that. but I'm gonna get an EEG, blood work, and they put me on some medicine to see if that helps my knee. So this is where we stand now. We just wait and hope and pray for answers. And I just want to say thank you to all the people who knew about the car accident and all of that and just kept checking up on me and seeing how I was doing. I truly appreciate that. This has been a real struggle because I'm not able to work because of my knee and the shaking and the pain, and it's literally just a waiting game, and it's been so hard for me because of all the challenges that are coming along with it and no money and bills to pay. It's just been a struggle, but I'm very grateful for all the people who are looking out for me and messaging me, seeing how I'm doing and stuff like that. I truly appreciate you guys so much. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and turn on that post notification bell so you get notified every time I post a brand new video. Bye guys!